listening to the Love Unplugged podcast, episode 62. Today on Self Saturdays, I'm sharing what my process has been for creating my coaching program and all that's been going on behind the scenes. So the ups, the downs of taking this journey. So grab yourself a cup of organic tea and let's dive on in. Hey there, I'm your host, Jessica Frigon, and I am passionate about doing the inner work needed to reach your goals. Let me be your guide as we navigate all the fears and insecurities that surface when it's time to step outside of your comfort zone. Along with my knowledgeable guests and industry experts, I'm here to teach you how to reawaken your life purpose and passion and create the steps to turn your intentions into action. Ultimately, my goal is to empower you to rise above the blocks holding you back and start living the life you are worthy and deserving of. Come on, it's time to slow down, find a comfy spot with your favorite organic tea, and get inspired. Thank you for tuning in to the Love Unplugged podcast. Hello, loves. Happy Saturday morning. It's so amazing having you guys back with me for another Self Saturdays chat. I'm just so thankful to be able to share my story with you guys. It means a lot to me that you're connecting with me on this level as well. So today is all about the journey I've been taking in creating this coaching program. And it's definitely been an interesting one. It's definitely been something that I am stepping outside of my comfort zone with, something I've never done before. And it's definitely brought out some things in me that, I didn't know were really there because I've never done this before. But it's also challenged me in a really, really good way. So for me, I put the date out there. I announced it on my anniversary episode last week on Wednesday, which was May 13th, I think it was, that I was going to be launching a coaching program for June 1st. And what you may not know is, yes, I do have my framework of how to goal set, how to define your goals, what the process is, how to make the actionable steps so that you're actually achieving your goals. I have all that figured out. Yes, I do know how to do that. I do that myself all the time. It's something I've always done. But creating the program, creating the guest experience, creating, the contract, the invoicing, all that behind the scenes that I didn't even think about until today, I'm not going to lie. Creating the content for the website to talk about it, the marketing stuff, all of that, I have nothing figured out. I just needed to put that date out there so that I'm actually doing it because I need that accountability partner, and you guys are my accountability partner on this one, as well as Cassie, of course. So I've really been working on behind the scenes for the last week and a half, trying to figure out what this program is going to look like, what it's going to offer, what's it going to include, things like that. And I kind of got myself into a bad place. So I did something that, I should have known better. And I'm not going to lie, yes, there was pros and cons to it and I was fully aware of it. But it definitely affected me a lot more than I thought it would. So I've never created a coaching program before. Aside from working with Erin Souza and Cassie from The Wild Ride, I've never had a coach before either. So, theirs is probably a little bit different than what mine is going to be. I've never had a goal-setting coach. So I don't know what that program should really look like. I have no basis for what I need to create. So I decided to do some research, looking up all these different goal coaches out there. What offerings are they making available? What do their programs look like? What do they charge? Things like that, kind of seeing what's out there to help me brainstorm what exactly I'm going to be offering. Not taking what they're offering, but making it my own, creating what I think my community would benefit from most and putting my spin on things. But that definitely got me in a bad place because, I was seeing what everybody's creating and they're these insane programs that, go on for 6-12 months and they're super detailed and they're charging thousands of dollars for it and stuff like that. And they have all these raving reviews from all these past clients, which is amazing. But then I started thinking to myself, I'm crap. I'm just starting out. I can't charge thousands of dollars. That's insane. I wouldn't do that to someone when I'm just starting out. Yes, I do know what I'm doing, but I still have a lot to learn as well. And, what if nobody's interested? What if, people are disappointed with what I'm going to be putting out there? What if people don't find value in it? What if people don't even achieve the goals that we're trying to, set together? What if I just really suck at this? Like, what if it's not the right road I should be taking? All these self-doubts and the negative talks in my head were kind of going on, and it really kind of affected me. And, I tried getting myself out of it. I tried, doing all these practices and stuff like that to kind of change my mindset, taking a night off, just resetting, unwinding. I did some meditation. I did some exercises, some movement, things like that. Listening to inspiring podcasts to kind of get me motivated and to get the creative juices flowing, or reading a good book and stuff, because I got all my Post-its as well. So I was ready to start tabbing away in my books. But nothing was working. Nothing was shifting my mindset. And I was really in this funk for some reason. And I had this coaching call with Cassie set up for today. And I knew I had to prep for it. I knew I had to prepare what we wanted to talk about, which I wanted to dive deep into my offering and the packages that I was going to create and stuff. And I just could not, for the life of me, put pen to paper and create anything. I honestly could not figure out anything about what I wanted to offer, what this program was going to look like, what was going to be included, absolutely nothing. Nothing came to mind. And I was so disappointed with myself, because I'm usually so prepared for these calls with her, and I have my list and everything ready to go so that we can kind of walk through it and brainstorm and whatnot if needed, and get her thoughts on it and stuff and make adjustments as needed and whatnot. But I was really coming to the table with a blank slate. I knew what I wanted to talk about, but I had no details outlined whatsoever. I had nothing done. And I could tell with myself during the first little bit of our call that my energy was super low. I know I had a bad attitude, internally, my mindset was just wrong and whatnot. But then as we were talking about it, and, as she was kind of probing me, and as we were figuring out, okay, so what exactly do I want to offer? What is that going to look like? What is the timing going to be? What are the touch points? Kind of just drilling down into it, brainstorming with someone, and just having that feedback and just kind of talking it out with someone in person, virtually in person, was really what I needed. And I figured out that sometimes we do need somebody else to help us get out of that mindset. Sometimes you could do all the work that you need to do that usually would work, and it sometimes just doesn't work. Sometimes you do need to have help from someone. And today was the perfect day, because it got me out of that negative mindset that I was in, and I got all pumped up for what I'm going to create, and I left the call feeling a lot better, and, with a plan of what I need to do, with an idea of what I needed to create. And it was just such a good feeling to be able to come out of that place that I've been in for the last week or so. And now feeling okay, now I can create what I need to. Now I can actually do the work. Now I have an idea of what I want to put out there. But I needed that chat with Cassie to be able to get out of that mindset. And, what I'm going to be doing now is just creating a very simple program, something that I'm going to be able to tailor and adjust as I progress through coaching one-on-one and learning from the individuals that I'm going to be coaching, and, adapting to their different styles, because not everybody is going to be goal setting the way that I do, right? So I'm going to be learning a lot from these individuals I'm going to be working with, and it's okay for me not to know everything right off the bat. I think just having a very simple program outlined, and then just taking it from there, just starting running with it and putting it out there, and then just starting to work with people hands-on and really going that extra mile in helping them, so that I'm able to learn myself, but I'm also able to show up, 150% for them as well, and being able to see the results, because I think that's going to give me even more momentum. That's going to, build my confidence as well in what I'm offering, and I'm going to be able to take this to a whole other level that way as well. So I'm just super excited about getting to work on this, figuring out exactly what that's going to look like, all the details. She brought up some really interesting stuff that I hadn't even thought about, and I probably wouldn't have even thought about if we didn't have that chat. So again, contracts, invoicing, banking, all these types of things, the marketing, launching, all that stuff that I was just so consumed with what the program was going to actually include and look like that I hadn't even gotten to what everything else would need to get done in order to launch this. So that definitely helped me. I think that it's super important that if you are just feeling like you are in a rut, you're just not moving forward, you're just feeling like you don't even have the right energy to put into whatever you're doing. If you are not able to get that yourself out of it on your own, reach out to somebody, have a good chat with someone, work through it. I think it's super important to have a coach there. I think that they are so beneficial to be able to help you in an unbiased way as well. As great as I think that friends and family are, sometimes they just don't always know the ins and outs of what you're doing. And sometimes they're not being as honest because they love you and they're just super proud and they don't fully understand everything that's going on with what you're trying to accomplish. So I think it's definitely important having somebody that's kind of outside of your world, to be able to really see the full picture and be able to help you kind of get through whatever you're doing. But yeah, that's where it's been so far. I've got a ton of work to do now. Definitely going to be putting together that whole package for you guys. I can't wait to share it with you all. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope that it means something to you. I hope that it's going to help you guys achieve the goals that you guys are setting for yourself, whether it's professionally or personally. I would definitely love to be a part of that journey. But yeah, that's where I've been at this week, is just figuring that all out, trying to get into a better mindset and get through this negative self-talk that I was feeling because, we all experience this when we are stepping outside of our comfort zone and trying something new. I think that we all get the same thoughts, really, that, you just don't feel like you're good enough. You just don't feel like people are going to find value in what you have to offer. And that's such BS. Such BS. So anyways, that is my rant for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. I hope you guys take the time to invest in yourselves today. And I'd love for you guys to connect with me. So, if you want to rate and review this episode, let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear, if you guys are experiencing something similar, or you trying to create something new or launch something new and you're just having a struggle with it as well. What is that like for you guys? I love hearing from you. You can also connect with me through Instagram at Project Loved Co as well. And you can head over to my website, www.projectloveco.com, where you can sign up for my love letters so that you guys get first dibs on anything new that I'm launching. So that's coming out June 1st. You definitely don't want to miss out on that. So have a great day, you guys. I'm Jessica, and thanks for tuning in today to Love Unplugged, the podcast. If there are any questions or topics you'd love answered on the show, head on over to www.projectloveco.com and share your request with me. If you haven't yet, go to iTunes and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast and share it with a loved one. Your feedback means the world to me, and the community we've created is what fuels our discussions here. After all, this is all for you. Join me next time for another unplugged conversation.